Here's a question that I could probably easily look up and find the answer, results, and reasoning behind, but that's not my style. So what does happen to the finish of a matte paint job when you put it through the process of polishing? I don't know, but this thing's super dirty, which I actually love the look of, but I know it's super bad for it. So this is a good excuse to like really go deep down and clean. Now, obviously we've done 2 different polishing videos to see what the end result would be. One with this frame was every step I take to do it. I'm not gonna go over the steps again today. As a matter of fact, I'm probably not gonna show a lot of the process. I really just kind of wanna see what like the matte finish looks like after you put it through buffing compound, polishing compound, and wax. So I'm gonna wash this thing. I'm going to make sure that there's no dirt on it anymore. And then I'm going to throw the buffing compound on it, wipe it off, put the polishing compound on it, wipe it off, and then wax it and see what everything looks like. I'll probably do before and afters the entire time. I'm just kind of interested to see what happens. Will it be shiny? Definitely not. Will it do something to the finish? I guess we'll find out. This little experiment does stem from a couple comments where people were watching the polishing videos and said, I wish I could do this, but I've got a matte finish, so I can't. And initially I'm like, yeah, that does suck. But then I started thinking about it a little more and I was like, well, like, why? Why can't you do the same sort of process? What would happen? And then now here we are here. Here is, of course, our before it was washed, before it's polished, before it's waxed. Let's see what we end up with. Woo! Amazing what a little hot water and dish soap will do. You know, I'm always saying that I'm not gonna put tan walls back on this thing, but then after it's dirty to clean, you get to see it like this, it's like, what was I thinking? Can you believe I thought about selling this bike 3 times, offered it up to 3 different people. They all said no, and I thought I would continue to try and get rid of it. Yeah, they're lost. Okay, so I'm just gonna dry this thing off, get it up into the stand, take a few parts off of it. Now, normally when we do this, we've got like the frame stripped down to almost nothing. No bars, no nothing, no cables. I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm gonna take the wheels off and I'm thinking the cranks will probably come out and the chain will come off. Beyond that, I'll just tape up a few things and we're gonna have to work around the bars and the cables going into it. The idea isn't to do as good of a job as we did on the Rockhopper and not as good of a job as we did on the Guru, because I'm really not sure how a matte finish will take to this. So I'm not particularly invested in what the finish will be. I'm just curious. So partially stripped now. We've still got the front derailleur on. We've still got the rear derailleur on. There's a few other things here that are just taped to make sure that there's no contamination for the different compounds that we're going to use. I guess at this point, we'll just get a couple shots of how the finish looks right now. And actually it does look pretty good now that it's all clean and everything's wiped off of it. Definitely a flat finish, but of course we're looking for a comparison here for what we're going to put this through, because who doesn't love a good before and after comparison? And now for my favorite part, the part where you actually like wipe off and buff away all of the work that you just did to kind of reveal what's underneath. And this will kind of give us an idea of what it did to the finish. mean, I don't think the results are surprising by any stretch of the imagination, but they are interesting. This thing, the Poseidon X, at least the 2018 or the 2019 model that I have, ships as like a black matte paint job. There's no like shine to it. And with the work that we've done, takes it from that matte finish to more of like a somewhat reflective satin finish. I'm okay with. But it does, of course, answer the question like, what will happen if you polish your matte finished frame? You will lose that finish. It will be gone. And it's funny, if you don't take the bike apart, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but me being lazy and not taking the bike apart fully and dealing with these like cable areas, there's spots where polish and rubbing compound didn't really get to. And you can really see where the matte finish still kind of was. So if this cable had been out of the way, I could actually get in there and finish that area a little better. You can see that a little better now. But it's sort of similar to what like people look like when they go to a tanning bed and you get the tanning bed sunglasses tan line. The fork also looks gloss black, but that's just because it was such an easy place to get to, and I spent like more time than maybe I should have on this area. It also feels smooth, like a gloss black frame. I mean, overall, anything that goes from as dirty as it was at the start of this video to what it is now is just like a cool before and after transformation, and they're just fun to watch. So good experiment all around. But if you're looking to do it yourself and you're like, oh, I can't do this to my bike because it's got a matte finish, you're right. You probably shouldn't, because you'll end up with a finish that is more satin, somewhat glossy than what you started with. So if you're interested in seeing more stuff like this, definitely consider subscribing.